Good morning, everyone. My name is Nuno Cardoso, and we are here at Praia do Norte, Nazaré, Portugal, for the first ever edition of the AHUA Master of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins. Right now, we just started the first heat of this body surf contest, and in the water, we have 6 athletes. Don't worry, I will let you know how the competition's gonna run, but first of all, I'm gonna let you know who's in this first heat. And in red we have Rodrigo Carrajola, white Pedro Colasso, also representing Portugal. In yellow we have John Desperger from France. In the black vest we have Nathan Leo from France as well. In the orange vest we will have Humberto Silva, and in the blue vest Pedro Antunes. Right now in the water we have the first wave. It's the rider in red, Rodrigo Carrajola, just catching a nice right-hander, and we just saw him get barreled on that heavy shore break. So I'm gonna give you a lowdown on what's gonna happen today throughout which is Masters of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins. This is a body surf contest, and we were supposed to start at 8:30 in the morning. We decided to start at 10 because on the high tide at Praia do Norte the waves were not that good, and we will have to wait for the lower tides to get some of this A-frame peaks that Praia do Norte is known for to punch through this heavy shore break, which is Praia do Norte. So the time in the heats is 35 minutes. We have the rider in white applying a nice roll, pulling into the barrel and getting out of that wave. That was the rider in white, and is Pedro Colasso. Pedro Colasso is well known in the body surf community, and I'll get back into that as we watch the rider in yellow getting barreled there, pulling into a nice barrel. That was Jonathan Desperger from France, and we will wait for the scores on these first waves as we unfold the conditions here for this event. And like I was saying, the time for the heat is 35 minutes, and we will have 3 heats in the first round, and then we'll have a second round with 3 heats as well, with 6-man heats. And what will unfold into the final is that the best 2 waves of each heat will be scored, summed up with the best 2 waves of the second heat, and we will find out who are going to be the 6th finalists here at this AHUA Masters of the Temple. So at the moment, like I told you, we have in the water heat number 1, and in red we have Rodrigo Carrajola. He is twice vice national champion here in Portugal, and he already caught a nice wave to start his campaign in this first heat, round 1. Pedro Colasso, like I was saying, is no stranger to competition in the body surf sport, as he's currently the Masters European champion. In yellow from France, Jonathan Desperger. I hope I'm saying this name correctly, pronouncing it. If you want to let us know if I'm saying it correctly, you should go to the Facebook page AHUA Surf Within and leave us a comment there. Soon we'll have a message there, so you can tell us where you're watching from and what time is it, and if you're enjoying this wonderful competition. Jonathan in 2014 came 2nd in one of the World Tour events, so he's no stranger to the body surf competition as well. We have in a black Nathan Leo, and he's one of the biggest upcoming promises in the body surfing, hailing from France. And in orange we have Humberto Silva from the north of Portugal. And in blue, Pedro Antunes. I have some information from all of these riders, so you can know who they are. So basically, Humberto is one of the ambassadors for body surf in the northern part of Portugal, as we can watch the rider in orange Humberto catching that wave and pulling into the barrel. And yeah, he's one of the ambassadors for body surfing in the Norte area. He's actually a lifeguard up there, and he teaches body surf through his workshops. And he also has a big campaign at the moment, currently, which is called Não ao Perdão, which means no to the pier, and his beloved the Matosinhos Beach. And they want to extend the pier there, and that pier will cut off any existing swell that would come into that bay and would kill the waves there. So we'll have them here in the live stream just for you to know what's what with the Não ao Perdão. There's a website where you can sign. Actually, they collected over 6,000 signatures, sorry, and there will be delivered to the Portuguese Congress, and hopefully someone will stop this construction of the pier. So I don't have scores, as you can see on your screen as well. We'll let you know as soon as possible. And we just watching the rider in blue trying to get barrel in that wave. And basically I was in the meeting for the briefing of this event as we watch the rider in orange, that was Humberto, going for a nice roll there, and the wave closed out. And the panel of juries was letting the riders know that the criteria for this judgment in this event is the biggest waves, the biggest critical sections, and of course the longest rides with the finishing moves at the end of that wave. Meanwhile, the rider in red just caught that wave, nice roll there, and pulled into that barrel closeout. And this got some really nice conditions here at Praia do Norte. And hopefully you're enjoying this live stream of the first ever AHUA Masters of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins. This is a body surf contest. Right now, the rider in orange, that was Humberto Silva, pulling into that left-hander, and he must have had a nice view before the wave closed out. And I'm just waiting to see what kind of scores the judges have been dropping for this first waves. And it's all about fun, like I was saying in the morning briefing. It was all smiles. We knew the waves were here. It's just a question of the tide dropping a bit and delivering the goods here at Praia do Norte. Praia do Norte never ceases to amaze us here and always delivers. Okay, so we're gonna let you know who's gonna be on the next heat. This is round number 1, of course. We just started the first heat, and on the second heat we'll have Antonio Stott, national champion in 2015, and actually was the first ever athlete to win a national event here in Portugal. In white, Pedro Vegas, hailing from Praia do Norte, is a bodyboarder from Nazaré, and he got a wild card invitation into this event. We'll get into that, so you'll know how this 18 riders were chosen to participate in this AHUA Masters of the Temple. In yellow, we have Henrique Madeira, an alternate just came into the event. It will be riding in yellow. That's in number 2. In black, we'll have Tomás Valente, sorry, is a surfer from Portugal, and in orange Tomás Alves, body surfer, and Miguel Angelo in blue. So I'm gonna let you know as well what this event is all about, and how did we get this 18 riders, let's call them riders, of waves into this event. So this is the first bodyboard to be held in Praia do Norte. Best Portuguese bodyboarders. We will compete alongside surfers and bodyboarders from Portugal as well, of course, and 6 wildcards from AHUA, the official sponsor for this event, the Masters of the Temple, and DMC Fins, also wildcards from DMC Fins, and of course from CDAN, which is the club for alternative sports here in Nazaré, the local club. And we're gonna have the contest. As I explained to you, we're gonna have 2 rounds of 3 heats, non-elimination. Wait a minute, there's a rider in yellow catching a wave. Wow, that was a big closeout, and he just wanted to bail off of that wave. The waves here in Praia do Norte are so powerful that he just had to go with the wave. So right now we're watching the rider in red catching this ride and pulling into the barrel. Will he come out? No, fortunately not. The wave just reached the shoreline and he closed out. But like I was saying, we're gonna have 2 rounds, 6-man heats, non-elimination, like I was saying, and from those 2 first rounds, non-elimination, the best 2 scores will be summed up, and we will know which are the 6th finalists into the final heat, and decide who is the first winner of the first ever body surf contest here at the Praia do Norte, the Masters of the Temple. So the selection criteria for the athletes is pretty simple. The first one was the Nationals champion of 2015. That's Antonio Stott. Responsible maybe for this event being held here because he was the first body surfer in Portugal that took advantage of the potential of the waves here in Praia do Norte, and let all this amazing Portuguese body surf community know that an event here will be a good idea to showcase body surf at its best. The second criteria was simple, was the nationals champion of 2016 or the vice champion, if on repeated occasions, of course. The third criteria was the national champion of 2017, and also the best classification from Portuguese athletes at the European circuit from 2017. 2 local wildcards, we refer those ones as well. That is Miguel Prata, a local bodyboarder here in Pedro Vegas, also a local bodyboarder representing the brand Praia do Norte here in Nazaré. 2 AHUA wildcards, AHUA the main sponsor here of the Masters of the Temple. You should check out his website. Their website is ahuasurf.com. Then we have 2 wildcards from my primary sponsor, which is DMC Fins. We will have the fins here on the booth here for the live stream, so you can know what kind of products we are talking about. And of course 2 guests from Portugal in the surfing category. That's where Tomás Valente is one of those examples, and 2 guests from Portugal in the bodyboarding category. We're gonna have Ricardo Faustino, one of the pioneers here in Praia do Norte, for big waves as well, and 4 athletes chosen by the audience vote. So all the riders can use end plane. If you didn't have a end plane by any type of reason, AHUA will provide you one. And this is rider in black finding in white finding a nice barrel there, pulling into the barrel. And like I was saying, the AHUA end planes will be available for every rider. This one is Silva in the orange vest catching that wave, trying to complete that wave with a move, but unfortunately there was not enough power and he just bailed out of that one. And the use of the end plane is optional. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna explain you and take you through what body surfing is and what kind of accessories you need or you can use to body surf. So body surf is considered by most the purest way of surfing or riding waves, due to the fact that you only use your body to surf these waves. Catch waves without any type of surfcraft under your body. And it's one of the purest forms of connection between a human being and the ocean, of course, and the absence of any man-made craft demands that the person that's body surfing uses the brute force of nature and feels every single part of the wave in contact with his body, so he can develop some speed and ride the wave. To assure safety and better performance, normally riders use swim fins to get out in the lineup, propel themselves into waves and develop more speed in order to help you maneuver the face of the wave and get a longer ride, of course. Depending on the conditions and event rules, in this case, you can use an accessory in your hands, which is called the end plane, like I was referring, and that is what AHUA is known for. They make the best end planes in Portugal for almost 10 years now, if I'm not mistaken, or even more than 10 years, and that essentially maximizes your speed and helps your flotation in the wave's face. So that is optional for this contest, but I think most of the riders are using the AHUA end planes, as like I was saying, they are available for every rider that wants to try them in the water. Like I was saying, the competition format is pretty simple. First round, we have 3 heats with 6 body surfers, gonna be scored on the best 2 waves. This is a non-elimination round. We jump into the second round, 3 heats with 6 body surfers, scoring as well the best 2 waves. And then out of those 2 rounds, each athlete will sum up 4 waves, and we will decide which are the 6 body surfers, who have obtained the highest score in those previous rounds, round number 1 and round number 2, and will face each other in the big final. So right now, the rider in blue, that is Pedro Antunes, going for a nice finishing move there of that left-hander, going for what they call in the body surf community the roll. And there's a little bit of a difference between the roll on the face of the wave. Here in Portugal they call a parafuso or a screw, and then on the end of the wave, the critical section of the wave, they actually can extend themselves out of the wave and project a roll, and that's what really they consider a roll actually in the body surf community. And we've been watching a lot of screws and guys pulling into barrels left and right, and we yet to see a projected move out of that finishing section. But Praia do Norte is, as you know, very powerful, and to pull a move in front of a wave, it's gonna be very challenging. But there in this Masters of the Temple, we have the best riders in Portugal, some of the best riders in Europe, as we have some international riders joining the field here. And this Masters of the Temple, as we watch a nice set now, the rider in yellow catching that big right-hander, pulling into the barrel. That was Jonathan Desperger from France, and putting on a show here for us. Actually, in 2014, Jonathan came in second in the World Championships. Wow, what a big wipe out there by the rider in orange. That was Humberto Silva, getting pounded on this heavy shore break here at Praia do Norte. And it's all about fun. And like I was mentioning in this morning's briefing, it was all smiles. All the guys were pretty stoked to be part of this, the first ever Masters of the Temple competition. And it didn't seem like a competition. Everyone was just frothing to go into the water and having the chance to surf Praia do Norte all by themselves in a 35 minute heat with only 6 guys in the water. How special is this event? And we can showcase Bodysurf at its best, and probably in one of the best beach breaks in the world. And I think that AHUA and all the sponsors for this event had a brilliant idea to bring the best body surfers here. And I think we are gonna watch a beautiful show unfold throughout the day. And let's see who comes out on top. So this is a co-organization with CDAN, which is the alternative sports club here in Nazaré. Of course, AHUA Surf Within, the end planes, and of course Ayala's brand from Portugal. The organization as well, which likes to thank the sponsors and the supporters, media partners, and all of the athletes this event possible. These sponsors are DMC Fins. Like I told you, we'll have a sample here on the booth so we can show you. We have the also the sponsor of Nomad Glamper, and if you don't know what Nomad Glamper is, just go to the Instagram and type Nomad Glamper and you'll see what's all about. This is this cool pop-up tents that you can install on top of your car and basically allows you to have a house anywhere you go. Stay Salty, the surf shop, also sponsors this event. Praia do Norte, of course, the local brand there. And Wavegliders surf shop, SecretSpot, Miramarbbshop, Bodyboard shop, and Fura beach surf store. We also have some institutional supports. We'll get back into that as we watch some action unfold out there. And I just can't wait to listen to some scores and let you know who's on top. I'll soon be joined by the mentor of our Surf Within brand here in the booth, and we have some cool products to show you. Something that you can, of course, buy in the website, which is AHUA Surf. So for those who don't know how to spell AHUA, it's AHUA and then surf, of course, SURF.com. And you have a lot of interesting stuff there. Body surf and planes and accessories, bodyboard and surf ayalas as well, and some apparel from the Masters of the Temple, of course, as well. So make sure you log in. That's where we're live streaming from. So you're logged in, of course, into the website and visit the store, because some really cool products that we'll be showcasing here in the live booth, like some really nice coffee mugs and all sorts of end planes and pipos, bodyboard pipos and surf pipo ayalas. I think it's called ayalas or Elias. And wow, this guy's really do some really cool products. And if you don't know AHUA Surf, you should log in, watch this live stream here at Praia do Norte, and get into the store and really check out some really cool products that we'll be showcasing. Of course, we'll gonna showcase as well the DMC Fins, which is the main sponsors for this event. It's a really cool fin, and most of the riders here use it. As we watch the rider in white going for a roll there, pulling into the barrel on their right-hander, and the sets keep on coming through here at Praia do Norte. We can see some body surfers duck dive these waves. Meanwhile, the rider, I think it's in yellow, going for that big right-hander. Nice roll there. The wave just finishes, and that's all she rolled for the rider in yellow. That was Jonathan Desperger from France. And like I was saying, I just can't wait to let you know the scores and who's on top of this, because this is very interesting to see this 6 riders in this first heat around number 1, battling it out here in the Praia do Norte. And the waves keep on coming and coming, like you can watch on your screen. You can see some of the body surfers rushing to get to the end of the wave, and we watched the rider in black going for a nice roll there, pulling into the barrel. That was Nathan Lehoux from France, one of the biggest promises in body surfing, hailing from France. We have 3 international riders here joining us here for the AHUA Masters of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins body surf contest. This is the first ever body surf contest to be held here in Praia do Norte in Nazaré. And like I say, we just thanked our main sponsors, and we would like to thank our supporters as well. Of course, the Municipality of Nazaré, always on point when it comes out to supporting everything related with the ocean. Basically, this is a village that lives for the ocean and by the ocean, of course. And it's so nice to see the mayor, Walter Chicharro, always supporting this type of events. Of course, the local council, the Portuguese Surf Federation, the Capitania of Nazaré, which is basically the police for the sea police here in Nazaré. Of course, the Association for Lifeguards in Nazaré, and the Firemen Association from Nazaré as well, making sure that the ambulance is here and ready in case of something happens. The jet ski, of course, is always here as well, and we can watch the rider Mel pulling into the barrel. Will he come out? Wow, this is a very interesting ride from Jonathan Despeget from France. And oh, I didn't watch the wave all the way to the end, but I think he got stuck inside of the barrel. Nonetheless, there was a beautiful ride, and the view that Jonathan had on that wave was just amazing. Big, heavy, round barrel short break here at Praia do Norte, like usual. And I think this wave is going to get a really nice score. Continuing on the supports here for this our Masters of the Temple, we also like to thank Mr. Pisa and the Portuguese Association for Adapt Surf, and the ASCC, which is the Bodyboard and Bodysurf Association from Costa de Caparica, and also the Surf Museum. So thank you each and everyone for supporting this event, and we also can make the best. Wait a minute, this is a wave. You can see the white getting the inside of that wave from the rider in orange. There is interferences in this competition, and pretty basic. There are no priorities, but it's like surfing or bodyboarding. If you drop in on a rider, you will be deemed an interference. And basically that is it. Pretty simple, like a normal surf session in your local home break. And that was Humberto Silva going for a nice roll there and pulling into the barrel. Let's see what this set offers as the waves keep on rolling here in the beach. This is the rider in blue having a look at this one. And meanwhile, we're joined by the fireman boat in the lineup, making sure that the event is running smoothly as possible, and also guaranteeing that is safety in the water. And yeah, it's all due to the amazing support that we have from the Nazaré Council and everyone involved here. We also like to thank our media partners, the Inertia, Beachcam.pt, and also Vert Magazine, Sport TV, and On Fire. We Bodysurfers, you can check them out in the Instagram page, and the Body Surfing Shop, and Resonance. So thanks to every single individual and institution that is taking part in this AHUA Masters of the Temple here in the Praia do Norte, Nazaré. The first ever body surf. Sorry, I'm keep on saying bodyboard because I usually come here and commentate the World Tour bodyboarding, but this is a body surf contest, and it's the first ever body surf contest to be held here in Praia do Norte in Nazaré, like I was saying. If you just joined us in this live stream, this is day one and only day of the Masters of the Temple, the AHUA Masters of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins Body Surf Contest here in Praia do Norte, Nazaré. And this is the first body surfing contest to be held in this beach. And the athletes are basically the best Portuguese body surfers and will compete alongside surfers and bodyboarders and 6 wildcards, all between some of the sponsors, which are AHUA, DMC Fins, and the local club, which is CDAN, the local club for alternative sports in Nazaré. Apart from this competition, we'll also have an expression session that's going to be held during the contest in order to celebrate the special moment for AHUA and the body surfing community. And I think it's open to everyone that wants to be in that expression session. So if you're listening, if you're nearby, if you can join us here in Praia do Norte in Nazaré, there's going to be an expression session that you can be a part of. And AHUA is providing end planes if you want to try one. And just come have fun. Like I was saying in the morning briefing, as we were unfolding all the conditions for this day and the judging criteria, all the guys had the big smile on their faces, and this didn't look like a competition at all. They were just frothing to go into the water and enjoy themselves in this special day and in Praia do Norte, with an area just dedicated for them. And there's gonna be heats with 6 riders. At the moment we have heat number 1 in the water. Currently getting ready to jump in the water. This is heat number 2. We're gonna have António Stott, the first ever national champion for body surfing here in Portugal, and one of the motivators, to this event being held here in Praia do Norte. He was the first one to come here and explore the potential for body surfing here in Praia do Norte in Nazaré, and he convinced everyone that this will be a great venue, and that's why we are here today unfolding the AHUA Masters of the Temple. We have a big waiting period. The event was supposed to be held in 2018 last year, but kindly the Nazaré Council extended the waiting period, and we are here in a beautiful sunny day in March unfolding this event. And yeah, basically going into the next seat in the water, that was António Stott, like I was saying. He's going to be riding the red vest. As you can see him in the water, getting ready, warming up for this heavy shore break and jumping into the water. António will be joined by Pedro Veigas, the local bodyboard representing the local brand Praia do Norte. He's be wearing the white singlet. In the fellow in yellow is going to be Henrique Madeira, an alternate that's joined this morning as one of the competitors dropped off the competition. And Henrique jumped into the opportunity of being in this first ever body surf contest, which is called the Masters of the Temple. Actually, Henrique is a funny story because he's studying body surfing. He's developing a study in body surfing in his college, which is a sports college called FMH, which is seated in Lisbon. And he hopefully wants to develop some courses on body surfing at a college level. So good on you, Henrique, and good luck for the seat as well. In black, we're going to have the surfer Tomás Valente, one of the wildcards invited to be on this event. In orange, we're going to have Tomás Alves. And Tomás is a bodyboarder, basically. And wow, what a nice wave there from the rider in yellow. That is Jonathan Desperger going for a nice roll there and pulling into the barrel. Unfortunately, Jonathan is not finding the exit, but the waves are super fast and then super hollow as well, and the close out usually. That's why Praia do Norte is known for this big short break just on the sand, as you can watch on the screen. And this just horn that you're listening right now ended the first heat of round 1. Soon we'll have the results and the scores. Of course, there is a non-elimination round, and the best 2 waves will count and will be headed into the best 2 waves of round 2. Will we also watch this riders, this heat number 1 being spread out in a new seating into round number 2. As we're waiting to start the second heat of this first round, we were talking about the riders into this first round. As we watch on screen, the riders of the first heat getting out. There was 35 minutes of non-stop catching waves. There's no wave limit. There's, of course, interference, and if you drop in on another rider, but there is no priorities. As you can see there on your screen, there's a pair of DMC Fins, the main sponsor of this event, and if you want to check them out, if you're nearby, you can also do on the website, but physically you can do so here in the beach. We have a nice stand for the riders, and there's a display of all this accessories and products that are available if you're into body surfing, and if you want to acquire some gear that allows you to excel your performance in the water, body surfing wise, of course. Going back to the seat in orange is going to be Tomás Alves. He joined the body surf community in an event that was held in Magoito, a little bit south from here, and is actually a bodyboarder, and he got the invitation to come compete here at Masters of the Temple. And in blue we have Miguel Angelo, I think it's also Miguel Correia. And going back to Miguel Correia, he's a rescuer and he works for INEM, which is the excellence here for assistance, ambulance-wise. And okay, we just watched the first wave being ridden on this heat number 2, round 1, and that was the rider in red, Antonio Stott, the 2015 national champion for body surfing, of course, and he was the first ever national champion for body surfing here in Portugal, and an event held in Costa de Caparica. And we have some waves being ridden at the moment. There was a rider in white going for the left and a rider in yellow going for the right. Yellow was Henrique Madeira applying a nice roll there, and the wave just finished off. And the rider in white was Pedro Vegas, the local bodyboard from Praia do Norte, just pulling into the barrel and getting absolutely shacked out of his mind in this amazing short break that he knows so well. So we have 6 athletes. Like I'll let you know, the situation in this competition is pretty simple, and I'm gonna give you, it's 35 minutes heats. We are gonna have 3 heats in round 1. It's round 1. Next 2 waves of their heats in round 2, which is an elimination round as well, but that on the final. Right now, joining us here in the booth, we're gonna have the winner of the first heat of round 1, hailing from France, Jonathan Desperger. Is that correct, Jonathan? I'm saying Desperger? Despergers. Okay. I'm so sorry. My French is not very good. Is sitting here with us, and for the first time, we're gonna have a live viewer in the booth. And Jonathan, you're comfortable with English, of course?
Yeah, a little bit. I can answer your question.
So what I know from your body surfing career, you actually placed second once in a World Championship event, and you're actually right now you're in the invitational rider here at the Masters of the Temple, and you just won the first heat, the first ever body surf contest here in Praia do Norte, and of course you heard a lot about this beach. Let us know your first thoughts, and welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to be part of the first heat of the Master of Temple and to win the heat. It was good. The tide is a little bit high now, but the wave will be better, I think, during the day.
Yeah, we're hoping that when the tide drops, there will be more A-frames spread out through the beach. And what do you think of the conditions? Do you think they are suitable for body surfing? Do you think this is a good beach to body surf?
Yeah, we arrived Tuesday, and Tuesday it was amazing, like between 6 and 8 foot with a big A-frame, and we really enjoyed the spot. I think it's a really good spot to body surf. Our friend Fred David and Joel Badina body surf every time here, and we heard about this wave, and it's a really good wave for body surfing.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Congratulations on your victory. Do you want to send a message for the viewers that are watching, probably all the way from France, or maybe any part of the world?
Ouais les gars, on est content d'être ici avec Nathan, Arthur, et puis voilà, on espère aller en finale et on va se donner à fond, quoi.
Good luck. See you next time. De nada. So there you have it. There was John and Desperger winning that first heat, and I'll let you know the scores that I have currently on my hand. Sorry for not the viewers not having the scores live, but we at the end of the heat we will let you know what the scores were and who came out on top of each heat. So in first was yellow, Jonathan Desperger. He scored a 5.93 and a 5.10 with a total of 11.03, coming out on first. The rider that came out in second place was the rider with the black vest, also the Frenchman Nathan Leu. He scored the highest scoring wave of this heat, a 6.17 and a 4.3 with a total of 10.47. Coming in third place, the two-time vice national champion currently, Rodrigo Carrajola. There was a rider in red representing Portugal in Costa de Caparica. He scored a 5.67 and a 3.07 with a total of 8.74. So he was the third place. And fourth place, it was the rider in orange, Humberto Silva, scoring a 4.13 and a 3.6 with a total score of 7.73. And in blue, we had Pedro Antunes coming in fifth position, scoring a 3.67 and a 3.43 with a total of 7.1. In white came in last place came Pedro Colasso. He scored a 3.83 and a 3 with a total of 6.83. Pedro Colasso is currently the Masters European champion from Portugal, and he unfortunately didn't get or found the waves that we was looking for, but I think it's still open. The difference between the first and the last in this heat is not very much, because the first scored 11.03 and Pedro, which was placed in sixth position in this heat, scored a 6.83. So we just needed a 6.65 to get into that first place. So I think everything is still open at the moment. For you to let you know, there was an average of 8 waves ridden by each athlete, and this is amazing. Right now we're unfolding heat number 2 of round 1 of the Masters of the Temple in Praia do Norte, Nazaré. And there's a little bit of a lull in the sets, but as soon there's some sets rolling through here, Praia do Norte will have some more action on the screen. So keep your eyes on the screen. We just watched the rider in orange that was Tomás Alves going for a wave of his own here. And right now we're installing some of the goodies that we have here from AHUA and DMC Fins. So you can watch here in the booth. And also the amazing, and when I'm telling you amazing, it's really amazing trident, which will be and over to the winner of this first ever AHUA Master of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins here at Praia do Norte, Nazaré Bodysurf contest, the first ever Bodysurf contest to be held here in the famous Praia do Norte in Nazaré. So right now in the water we have 6 athletes filling in heat number 2 of the round 1 of this beautiful event. And this beautiful day here in Praia do Norte, the sun is out, really nice temperatures, the waves are out as well, as we can see multiple A-frames spread out through the beach, and it's gonna get better and better as the tide drops, and will allow the riders for longer rides, and I think even better conditions, if that is even possible. So we're waiting for another set for the riders to catch more waves. There are a couple of riders paddling a little bit down south where a nice A-frame is just jacking up here on the shore break. And we have the rider in red catching a wave. This is Antonio Stott, and also the rider in yellow. But unfortunately for both of these riders, there was a closeout wave. And probably that's not the wave they are looking for to allow them to score the best 2 waves, which will allow them to join the best 2 waves of round number 2 and jump into the final. As you can see on your screen, the waves are really breaking really close to the shore, and the rider in black, that is Tomás Valente, just trying to find his way out the back into the lineup as we watch another set rolling through. This is rider in white catching this beautiful wave, trying to pull into the barrel, but unfortunately not finding that way. Meanwhile, the rider in yellow lost no time. That was Henrique Madeira going for a nice screw there and completing the move all the way into the set. And like I told you, I'll only have the scores at the end of each heat, and we'll have a flash interview here in the booth with the winner of each heat. Right now at the back, that was the rider in blue pulling it through a nice barrel there. That was Miguel Angelo. And we also had another rider here trying to find a wave of his own. That was the rider. Okay, there's Antonio Stott catching another wave, the rider in red, pulling into the barrel. Right now joining me here in the booth is Nuno Mesquita. He's the founder of AHUA Surf Within end planes, but not end planes only. We're gonna have a little bit of a talk with Nuno so he can explain all of the products that he has under the name of AHUA. We have some Typo bodyboards and some Elias Surf Elias. Welcome Nuno here in the booth. Thanks. Thank you so much for having me here in this beautiful live stream, and as well for putting out this show, which is called the Masters of the Temple. So first of all, where this idea come from, and then we'll get to talk about the AHUA.
Thanks so much, Nuno. It's so good to have you here. Well, this idea was born when we started coming here to Nazaré and catch some waves. António Stott is in the water and is one of the main responsibles for that. And we caught some waves with our friends, had a great epic sessions here in Nazaré, and we thought, well, we have to make this a venue for a competition. And with the interest of the locals always to promote the sport here in Nazaré, we got the shot to make this event, and we are super stoked with it.
Okay, like I was saying, António Stott was the first, maybe not the first, but one of the guys that saw the real potential of body surfing competition here in Praia do Norte, and we have some action out the back. Wow, there was crazy a wipe out there. The guys are going for broke and trying to catch everything that comes their way, and this is really cool to watch. All of these riders putting their body on the line, pulling into this giant short break barrels here in Praia do Norte, as conditions starting to get better and better as the tide drops and this event unfolds. And it was really cool to watch Jonathan take that first heat, Nuno, and going back to AHUA, which is the main sponsor of this event. What is AHUA all about, and what products do you guys have, and what is AHUA's mission in the world?
AHUA was born with my interest on the Alayas, and then I started developing them, and I got real stoked surfing on the Alayas. And then I discovered body surfing through the same material. The Alayas that I make are made of Paulownia wood, and most of the brands 8 years ago use that same wood. So in our researches we found body surfing. I started Bodysurf like 8 years ago. I'm a bodyboarder and surfer also, but this really happened to be an amazing sport that I'm in love with. And then we started to develop the hand planes, and it really had some great attraction here in Portugal. Here in Portugal, lots of people body surf. It's like a popular practice. And the hand plane really gives you an extra lift and will help you to make the direction better, and really helps to promote the correct stance to make the wave and so that you can progress. And really had great support from everybody in the community. We started to gather the lonely wolves we had here in Portugal, and now we're a big family, and that's it. The pipos, we also make the pipos, also with the same wood. Like I told you, I'm a surfer, a bodyboarder. I like to interact with the waves in ways that they suggest. Sometimes I body surf, others I surf and bodyboard also. So it's like a solution with a concern of a more sustainable solution for those water sports. And we started from there, yeah. It's been a great journey, and with the support of everybody and the riders that we have, we managed to develop the products with their feedback, and we are super stoked with the quality we have on them.
So do you the worldwide thing for customers?
You can acquire all the gear at oursurfport.com, and we sell all over. So through oursurf.com you can see the products, you can contact us if you have any doubts, and we are glad to support you on that.
Okay, so jump into oursurf.com and you can browse through the sections here. I can watch the Bodysurf section where you have a lot of end planes and accessories. You can jump into the bodyboard section and you can watch some really cool pipos. I have bodyboard, so I'm really stoked to get my hands on one of those. I've been dreaming of catching a barrel at my local with one of those things. Actually, it's something that I have in mind for a long time now. Never tried it.
What I like about the difference from the modern bodyboard to that one, it's stiffer, it's more rigid, but I think it's so thin and it's so flat that you can make those summer sections really flat sections. You make him from the outside to the inside with you can really slide, has no atrito, how do you say that? No
friction.
No friction, friction free, and it's super fast, super fun, very functional also. So you can have those rolls and those spins. It's not a progressive board, but you can make all the functional maneuvers on it.
I remember watching a video for world champion Pierre-Louis Coste, and he had was a pipo made from you guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was from another great shaper, but you are talking about the backflip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that also.
He was performing backflips on a pipo. That is amazing. So it's really functional, like we were saying. And of course, you've got the section for the Elias as well, and which is pretty cool. So you can, like you mentioned, you can get a sustainable board, and all the apparel and some merchandise from Masters of the Temple. You can also jump into the apparel section and buy some of the cool t-shirts and apparel that AHUA provides you guys. Blue getting pounded on that barrel. This is an amazing show here at Praia. And how long do you know or think that body surfing as a sport has been around in Portugal?
I started talking about Bodysurf and around 2012. The brand was started at 2011. 2012 was the date when we started to have a gathering of body surfers. Another platform that was very important for us to come to public was the national competition, the national body surfing competition, which started, I guess, in 2014, 15, something like that. So the sport here in Portugal is really new, recent, when we compare with our fellow friends from France, which body surfing is years. AHUA was also responsible to create platforms so that everybody could enjoy and start surfing together and have surf trips and make these sessions up here in Nazaré. And this is what makes us together. This is the glue that makes us together. These waves, these conditions, we thrive for this. This is the thing.
So from what I can gather in terms of information, AHUA has been there since day one of the competitions and the events before the national competition. And I was talking to some of the guys yesterday, and they were mentioning there you guys been holding events, you know, since like you mentioned the beginning, like since 2012, 2013, all the way into the national stage competitions that we've been having since 2015 here in Portugal, and actually we have an European circuit as well.
I think grew in a very healthy way. We had these small events before the national competition, really roots. You can imagine that the athletes were the juries, and we changed it also. It was really cool, great times. But this now for us is something amazing to see this on TV. We have a webcast with this event. For us is it's really funny to look back and see how the thing started and how we are now with these excellent waves. It's amazing. We're very happy with it.
And I can see we're live here in the booth, and we're showcasing here in the back the trophy of the winner of the Masters of the Temple. It's this huge trident. It is super cool. So the winner of this event will take this home, which is a very cool piece to have at home, and will also have the meaning of the winner of the first ever Masters of the Temple being held here in Praia do Norte. This is the first time that the body surf competition is being held here.
For sure, yeah. This trophy will be engraved with the name of the master of this edition, and we're going to add it for the next editions that we hope and are working for it to have them. We believe this is year 0, and so we are starting to fill this trophy with the great names. this trophy is part of this. The base is Chalavar, which is a piece used at the fishing here in Caparica and Nazaré. And then we made this trident, which is a piece that represents the power, the connection with the ocean. And we think it's going to be real well kept with the master of this year.
Oh, for sure, and they deserve it because they're getting beaten up by probably one of the heaviest shore breaks in the world, and everyone knows Praia do Norte for that, and it's really cool to watch this event unfold here at Nazaré. Thanks to all the sponsors. I already mentioned a couple of them. We're gonna mention as well the main sponsor, which is DMC Fins, and if you can turn the image here into the live booth, this is the equipment we're talking about. This is a DMC fin. Do you want to talk a little bit about this fin and also the big part that DMC is making in this first ever edition of Masters of the Temple?
Yeah, DMC was always believed in this event since day one. And they have this great fin which is developed specially for body surfing. It's called the Repeller, and it's made of silicone. The thing that I like, I use it for sure, and the thing that I like about this one is that you feel real free in the water, has lots of thrust, and it's super comfortable. So you don't have those marks on your feet that I used to have when I was a kid bodyboarding. That's gone. And it's super comfortable, and it's what I use for body surfing.
Just by touching them, you can feel they're very soft. And as a bodyboarder myself, I feel the urge to put them on and try them because they feel really soft and flexible, and it looks like a very good option for swimming in the ocean. That's why maybe this Repeller model is the go-to fin to body surf by DMC Fins. How did it jump on board? Is DMC Fins a long-time supporter of AHUA and vice versa?
DMC Fins is a long supporter of body surfing, and they have products for swimming, and they have this special one for body surfing. The thing that I also like is that these flexible wings also give you some drive when you're riding the wave. And like we had this event, but DMC thought that it was a great opportunity for them also to show their great products, and they support Bodysurf since day one. That's great to have to count with them, because without them this event would not be possible. It's very cool. Shout out for Don, and keep in touch.
So if you're nearby and you never had a DMC fin on your end, make sure you jump into Praia do Norte and have a look-see on the tent, on the athlete's tent. There's a showcase of various products that complement this sport of body surfing. Meanwhile, out the back, we just watched the rider in red, that was Antonio Stout, going for a wave of his own there, getting barreled out of his mind. And I can't wait to know the scores of this heat as well and see how they will fit amongst the scores of heat number 1. This is round number 1. We have 35 minutes heat. This is a non-elimination round. So what counts are the 2 best waves that will sum up with their 2 best waves on round 2. And then out of those 4 scoring waves, we will determine the 6 top riders that will jump into the final, and then we're gonna have a final. He is the master of the temple. So do you have an plane that we can show on screen? We will okay, we'll like to show the viewers here in the live stream, here in the booth, joining us for this first ever edition of AHUA Masters of the Temple, powered by DMC Fins. To have a first look, if you haven't seen live an end plane, but you can jump into the website as well and check out all of the products. How many models?
So we have several hand planes that for beginners until the performance ones. The performance ones are made of cork or Polonia wood, and they have a shape which is optimized. It's the best shape we have in the best materials. And then we have a simplified version of those. It's for starters. They are hand planes that float, really rigid. They adjust for each hand. And now we are starting to body surf with 2 hand planes, 1 on each hand. Wow. And I will show you that also. It's going to be, I can tell it here because they are not listening, but it's going to be one of the prizes for the winner. And we already have the riders testing those hand planes. Me myself, I try them, and they are the best for performance, because they are much more symmetrical in the water when you paddle. They are smaller than the regular hand plane. Oh, it was. Look at this one. It's going to be amazing. This one is going to. It's starting to come together. Look at those waves, man. The forecast, they are screaming in the water. The forecast is coming, the waves are coming, and it's going to be better at the minute. It was super hard to make this call. We were months expecting for this day, but I'm super happy with it. Thank you for everybody that helped us with the call. Yeah, it's on.
It's definitely on, and you can watch me a little bit, because there was rider in red, Antonio Stout, 2015 national champion. Of that was crazy. Just for move, try to land it. Bodyboard Pedro Vegas going for a big wipe out there, and the guys are going for broke. They were not hesitating, not even a second. And as the set unfolds here in Praia do Norte, they jump on the opportunity to catch the wave on the Bodysurf stands and try their best to maximize the scores. And we had a really nice cool wave from Miguel Angelo, I believe. And yeah, it feels like, it looks like he's tired. He's just walking in the beach, probably jumping into the water a little bit further, so he can position himself in the lineup as some sets approach, and we can see a beautiful A-frame just in front of the structure here of the Masters of the Temple. And we just watched Antonio Stout going for a roll drop there. As soon as he caught the wave, he rolled into it, and the wave just closed out, but he completed that move, and that is very interesting. Do you want to talk a little bit about the moves that the judges want to see, and the scoring potential that those moves allow the riders to maximize their scores?
According to the briefing that we had with the main judge, the thing that they are looking for the excellent waves are the set waves for sure. There has to be a big wave. They are looking for the barrels and looking for a finalization. So if you end the wave and you can see clearly that you make the wave from the beginning to the end, that's going to be rewarded. About the maneuvers show the comfort in the critical sections, but the thing about body surfing is not the maneuver, it's the way that the line that you draw on the wave. But for sure the maneuvers that are on top of the cake are the simple roll. The barrel is the main one. And you have some other crazy stuff like front flips, or I've seen guys here make an IRS, and so we can see those things. I don't think they are so regular, more for the most complete athletes, but those are the main maneuvers that we have on body surfing. Me myself as a surfer, the thing that I'm attracted to on body surfing is the feeling of the glide. When I want maneuvers and a more radical approach, I prefer other sports like bodyboard, which I love. But the thing about body surfing for me is the contact with the wave, the contact with the water. You don't have a board to, when the wipeout comes, you feel much looser. When you are in the water, you feel like a fish. You have no flotation to pull you up, and that feeling is amazing. The duck dive feels amazing, especially here at Nazaré when the waves are really big. You dive so deep that sometimes the ears whistle a little.
Okay, thank you, Nuno. And like I mentioned earlier, actually this is one of the purest forms that you can ride the wave, because there's no man-made craft underneath your body. Of course, you're using the end plane, but that's in your hand. You're using fins, that's on your feet. But in your body, underneath your body, there's no any kind of surf craft. So you're using your body to glide on the waves. Actually, the vehicle that you're using, it's your own body, and you get to feel all of the wave. And I think bodyboarders and surfers and everyone that goes in the ocean relates to this, because at some point you catch a wave or just a foam, get out of the water. This guy's performing front flips. I actually went on the internet because you guys mentioned me. There was body surfers performing front flips, and I was like, wow. And I went and checked some footage, and it was really amazing to see some athletes pulling front flips and making them functional and continuing to ride the wave. That's what impresses me the most. Now, up and riding, this is the rider in blue going for a nice roll in the end section there. Where I'm seeing if they complete the move, but wow, 2 screws there, and there's the rider in orange pulling into the barrel. This is mayhem, body surf mayhem here. As we watch up front, this is the rider from Nazaré, the local bodyboarder. Wow, it's just duck diving that one. Meanwhile, Tony Stott just dropping in the right-hander as well, and the waves are non-stop here. I don't think we could ask for better conditions. The sun is out, the offshore came in, the tide is dropping. There's multiple peaks throughout this huge sandbank, which is the Praia do Norte. And this was the type of conditions that you guys were waiting for, because I already explained that the waiting period was for a 2018 event, but kindly all of the sponsors and the council here in Nazaré allowed you guys to extend your waiting period. And is this the day that you guys were waiting for?
This is the day, yeah. These were the conditions that we believe that body surfing can show what body surfing is. Here Praia do Norte has that idea and that connotation with big waves. But that's not the thing that we are looking for. We were looking for 2 to 3 meters. That was the perfect conditions that we would like to have. 2 to 3 meters, offshore, barreling, sunny, and I think we are going to get it. I think this was the day. Yeah, the supporters and all the partners really believed on our call, and really could held all the anxiety to make the event. And thank you for that. But yes, this is the day, and we are very happy with the conditions. We think that it's very contestable, and all the body surfers can really have great conditions to body surf.
Okay, so if you're watching, don't go anywhere. This is the first body surfing contest to be held here in Praia do Norte. This is the AHUA Masters of the Temple, sponsored and powered by DMC Fins. Don't go anywhere, as we're going to jump to some commercials and help pay the bills here in this beautiful day here in Praia do Norte, Nazaré. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back soon with more action.
Stand by para a próxima bateria. Ainda aguardamos aqui as notas de...
Nomad Glamper, Wildlife Division. Nomad Glamper, Wildlife Division. Nomad Glamper, Wildlife Division.
Atenção Beach Marshall, atenção atletas, início da bateria em 3, 2, 1. Início da terceira bateria, última bateria da ronda número 1. Dentro da água temos de vermelho Miguel Rocha, de branco Miguel Prata, de amarelo Filipe Félix, de preto Arthur Picard, de laranja Ricardo Faustino e de azul Tomás Calmeiro.
Complete barrel from the rider in red, and that is Miguel Rocha. In red we're gonna have the third heat of round 1. This is Miguel Rocha wearing the red singlet. In white this is Miguel Prata, and in yellow Felipe Felix. In black the Frenchman Arthur Picard. And it's joining the field here in this heat number 3, round 1. Orange Ricardo Faustino, one of the pioneers here in Praia do Norte, a big wave bodyboarder and also surfing and also body surfer. It's a real privilege to have Ricardo Faustino joining the field there in this first ever Masters of the Temple. And in blue, Tomás Calmeiro. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about this competitor so you know why they are here and what they do in the body surfing world. And basically Miguel Rocha, the rider in red, which we just saw complete the first barrel of the day. He applied a screw or a roll, if you want to call it like that, and after that the barrel just came over it and he was able to come out of that barrel. What a great ride for Miguel Rocha to start his campaign in this third heat in round 1. And basically Miguel Rocha is the 3 times national champion. He surfs in bodyboards as well, and it's really cool to have Miguel Rocha as a Okay. Looks like we're back in the live stream.
Quarta onda 4.33 e a sua quinta onda 1.3. Então Miguel Prata tem a contar o 4.33 e o 2.67. Best waves of white 4.33 and 2.67. Amarelo, Filipe Félix. A primeira onda 1.1, segunda onda 2.6 e a última onda 2.47. Então Filipe tem a contar um 2.6 e um 2.47. Best waves of yellow 2.6 and 2.47. Do preto, Arthur Picard. 2 ondas. A primeira onda 2.83 e a última onda do Arthur 6.17. A ronda da bateria até agora. Arthur, your last 2 waves 2.83 and a 6.17. Ricardo Faustino de laranja. Primeira onda do Ricardo 3.5, segunda onda 3.5 e a terceira onda 4.5. Então o Faustino tem a contar um 3.5 e um 4.5. Two best of orange 3.5 and a 4.5. Azul, mais calmeira, menos que o 11, falta 2.43.
Back here in the live stream of the AHUA Masters of the Temple Body Surf Contest powered by DMC Fins. We had some technical issues here with the power and the internet connection, so we had a little bit of a shutdown phase, but we are back into the action, as you can see on your screen. And in the water we have heat number 3, round number 1, and in red Miguel Rocha, 3 times national champion of body surfing, and also the ambassador for SPAM, which is the National Association for Multiple Sclerosis, which is a diagnosis that Miguel unfortunately received a couple of years ago. They told him he would not body surf or bodyboard for the rest of his life, but that didn't stop him, and he's actually the 3 times national body surf champion, and he also surfs in bodyboards. And with a disease like this, will probably stop a lot of people. There's a lot of risk of Miguel being in the water, but we have a big safety team here, and I think Miguel knows what he's doing, and he's doing it so well that he's 3 times body surf national champion. Actually, when the heat started, he drove out of the barrel, and I think it's the first complete barrel of the day, and that goes to show that Miguel is on form, and probably he was one of the top contenders for this Masters of the Temple. Okay, joining him in this heat also is Miguel Prata, local bodyboard here from Praia do Norte. Is it the white singlet, and I think we saw a rider pull into the barrel. I don't know what color was that. I think it was orange, if I'm not mistaken. That would be Ricardo Faustino, one of the pioneers in Praia do Norte, big wave bodyboarder, and also surfer and body surfer. And in the yellow singlet, we're gonna have Philippe Felix, sorry, and with a black singlet, Arthur Picard from France, and in blue, Tomás Calmeiro. So right now at this moment, joining us here in the booth is Antonio Stott, the first ever national champion for body surfing as a sport, recognized sport here in Portugal. He just won the 2nd heat of this first round of the Masters of the Temple. Thanks for joining us, Antonio. Tell us a little about what this Master of the Temple means to you, and body surfing in general.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, it's like a dream come true. For a long time I body surf in this beach, and to be able to compete with the other guys and to catch some waves only with the body in this kind of waves, it's a dream come true. So I'm really happy, and yeah, let's keep going, catching some waves. Yeah.
I just saw Art Picard, the Frenchman, pulling into a nice barrel there on the left-hander. As you can see now, the riders are a little bit more spread out throughout the peaks. The tide is getting low, and there's a lot of more peaks on offer, rights and lefts, and riders are all spread out here in this beautiful Praia do Norte beach. And Antonio, I've heard that you were one of the motivators for this event to unfold here in Praia do Norte. I would not say the first guy ever to body surf, because you never know, but you were responsible for showcasing what was possible body surfing in this beach, and convinced a lot of people to make this event your dream come true.
Yeah, it's true. It's for a long time I bodyboard over here, but also sometimes it's a really nice waves, and we can practice a lot of wave sporting, of a lot of different wave ridings, and body surfing here, it's a really good challenge, and for sure it's a really nice event, a really nice special event, and it's like you said, it's a dream come true to see all the body surfers here, and also from France and other countries. And yeah, it's a dream come true to surf here.
Can you tell us a little bit about the conditions here in the Praia do Norte? Was this the day you guys were waiting for? Because this is an event with a waiting period. I don't think it's very common to have a waiting period on a body surfing event. I'm not sure. It's not common at all to have waiting periods in a lot of events that are dedicated to waves. Nowadays we see a lot more of that, but I think it's not normal. But is this the day you guys were waiting for? And let us know what you think about the conditions for body surfing here in Praia do Norte.
Yeah, we were waiting for this day for a long time, but actually on the first period in October and November the sands were not so good and a lot of big swells, so we were not able to put on the competition. But finally we got today and the waves are starting pumping 2 meters or 1.5 meters, and yeah, I think we will have a really nice next round, really nice show, and this is the perfect stage to show what body surf can. It's what is really about, you know.
So as you can see on your screen, A-frame, perfect A-frame peaks on the range from 4 to 6 foot, and as the tide continues to drop, we'll see more and more waves punching through the shore break here at Praia do Norte, and it's a beautiful day for body surfing. It's a beautiful day actually to be in the beach. We got some crowd watching the event, and some riders catch the waves. You can hear cheers because this is pure madness. These athletes are using only their bodies. They're allowed to use an end plane and of course swim fins to allow them to propel themselves into the waves, and of course reach the lineup with some more ease. And in your opinion, you think it's the same to use an end plane, 2 end planes? What is your view on the equipment available for body surfing nowadays? Wow, look at that barrel. Is he coming out? And he can't come out. Wow, that's the French Marathon Picard getting out of the second barrel, complete second barrel of the day. That was an amazing ride. Wow. Meanwhile, out the back, this is a rider in orange going for a roll there and pulling into the barrel. That was Ricardo Faustino, the pioneer at Praia do Norte, local from Espinho, from north of Portugal, and he's putting on a show for us as well. So going back to the question, what is the accessories that body surfers look for? What is available? What is, in your opinion, the best setup for you to perform?
Yeah, I think like wedge waves are really good for body surfing, and yeah, you can ride a wave with the handboard, without the handboard, with 2 handboards, almost with anything in your hand. But yeah, everyone has their own styles, and a lot of people use the hand plane. I don't use it, but because I don't feel the need to use it. But yeah, sometimes when the waves are a little bit more shallow, maybe you can be a good help to surf and to complete sometimes the tube ride.
So in your opinion, the fact of not using or using it, does it put you an advantage or a disadvantage in some situations?
No, I don't think so. I don't look at that with that point of view. I think it's my style, my way of wave riding only with the body, and I don't feel the need to use it. So, but I see a lot of guys doing really nice waves with the hand plane, and so it's a material. It's a small board that can help you, but I don't feel it's a disadvantage to not use it. Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. If you think you're using an end plane, it will help you. Not for Antonio Stout. He uses only his body, and of course the swim fins that allow him to propel a little bit more of speed. will help him to get outside there in the lineup and also to catch some waves. As you can see on your screen, the waves are non-stop at the moment. We're near the low tide phase of the day, and wow, look at this, another wave, but the rider decides not to go. And yeah, we're gonna have a fun-filled day here with this 18 riders. They're soon gonna jump into round number 2, where there'll be a reseeding, and then after that round number 2 we will be able to evaluate who are the top 6 riders jumping into the final and obtaining the coveted trophy, which is the trident of the Master of the Temples, as you can see here in the booth. I'm Nuno Cardoso, joining you here in the live stream by Antonio Stout, the winner of heat number 2 of round 1. We will see Antonio for sure in round number 2, and if he performs as well as he did in round 1, we will see you in the final. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
See you soon, Antonio. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to give you the scores of that second heat that unfolded. Antonio Stout was the winner. He did score the highest scoring wave of the day so far. That's a 7 point. And with the second wave of 4.03, he summed up 11.03 in total.
And 8.17. Segundo, vermelho, Miguel Rocha, 5.9 e 5.73. Terceiro, laranja, Ricardo Faustino, 4.5 e 3.5.
Some funny fact is that Antonio Stout scored 11.03 with the sum of his 2 best waves, and actually is exactly the same score as Jonathan Despager that won the heat number 1 of this round 1. In second place in this heat number 2 of round 1 was Tomás Alves, the rider in the orange singlet. He did get a 6.17 and a 3.93 with a total score of 10.10. So in leaving in yellow the rider Henrique Madeira in third place, 4.83 plus 4.07 with a total of 8.9. And in black, Tomás Valente, the invitee, the surfer invitee, got a 4th place with a 4.57 and a 4.1 with a total of 8.67. In white came the local bodyboarder Pedro Vegas, that was able to score a 2.87 and a 2.73 with a total of a 5.6. And leaving into the last place in this heat, Miguel Angelo with a 2.7 and a 1.93 with a total of 4.63. Meanwhile, in the water we have heat number 3 of round number 1, and I think probably we just saw the first 10 of the event, I'm not sure, but that ride from the French rider Arthur Picard, one of the biggest promises of body surfing, hailing from France, came out of a big barrel on a left-hander just in front of the structure here where the judges are, and that score for sure is an excellent score, and probably he just posted the highest scoring wave of the event so far. We'll wait for the scores of this heat when the heat ends, and of course a flash interview with the winner of that heat. Okay, 1 minute. It's the last heat, and we'll find out who is the winner of this last heat of round. Again, non-elimination round. Every single athlete in this event will compete again. Second round and up with the best 2 waves of
20 segundos para o final da bateria. 1:43.7.
So right now in your screen you're watching the rider in blue catching a wave. That is Tomás Calmeiro pulling into the barrel as the crowd is cheering for, because the sets are stacking up out the back and they want to see carnage. And this is the rider in yellow with his last wave. This is Felipe Felix going for a nice roll there, trying to control the wave. He's still going. Wow, what a wonderful ride. Let's see if this will be one of the best two rides from Felipe Felix, the rider in yellow, in this last heat of round number 1. Felipe Felix is a partner in the AHUA brand. He actually had his own end-plane brand, but later on he joined the Nuno Mesquita in the AHUA shaping dock, and he's now developing products alongside the CEO and owner of AHUA, and he's actually been a finalist in some of the national tours here in Portugal, and is one of the guys to watch out. Ricardo Fazestiro is no stranger to Praia do Norte. Here in this heat number 3, just finished, and is actually known for his performances in the Nazaré Special Edition, which was a special event for bodyboarding here in Nazaré, which was the first championships to showcase the potential of this beach way back in the day. And he's famous as well for a big wipeout that is viral alongside the internet on a heavy, super heavy big day short break here. And Faustino is actually one of the pioneers here in Praia do Norte that saw the potential of this wave in heavy conditions and started to go at it with his fellow partner Porquito, bodyboarder as well. And there was the guys to set the standards back in the day. Joining them as well was Artur Picard. I think was the winner of this last heat with his wonderful performance. He was able to complete a barrel, and hails from France, and from what I know is one of the biggest promises to in the sport of body surfing to come from France. Felipe Felix, like I mentioned, is one of the partners here in AHUA. Miguel Prata is a local bodyboarder, no stranger to Praia do Norte. He knows this beach better than probably everyone here joining us in this competition. And in red was Miguel Rocha. I explained that Miguel is 3 times national body surf champion. Don't go anywhere, we'll go for a quick commercial break and we'll join all the action here in Praia do Norte, Nazaré, as this Masters of the Temple unfolds.
Depois tivemos do vermelho Miguel Rocha. Miguel ainda reforçou o seu score com esta sua última onda. Então a sua última onda foi um 6.27 e junta a um 5.9. O Miguel tem que contar um score de 12.17. Então ele vai arrancar para a ronda 2 com um score de 12.17. Depois tivemos o Ricardo Faustino. O Ricardo Faustino estava de laranja. O Faustino leva para a próxima ronda 4.5 e um 3.8, que faz um score total de 8.3. Depois tivemos Tomás Calmeiro, que estava de azul. O Tomás somou um 4.13 e um 3.83, um score total de 7.96. Na quinta posição tivemos Miguel Prata de branco. O Miguel junta um 4.13 e um 2.67, que faz um score total de 7 pontos. E na sexta posição, o atleta que estava de amarelo, Felipe Félix, que soma um 2.6 e um 2.47, que faz um score total de 5.07. Então, vamos apenas fazer uma pausa de alguns minutos e arrancaremos com a primeira bateria do round número 2. Entretanto, vou dizer os atletas da primeira bateria. Lembrar que esta ronda número 2 vai ser à semelhança da ronda número 1, com na duração de 35 minutos, em que cada atleta pode fazer no máximo 15 ondas por cada bateria, e vão procurar fazer o máximo de score possível com 2 ondas. Vão juntar as duas melhores ondas, vão separar as 2 melhores ondas da primeira ronda à ronda número 2, e então com essas 4 melhores ondas vamos chegar a uma pontuação final em que os 6 atletas com a maior pontuação se vão reunir no grande final para decidir quem será o AHUA Master of the Temple 2019, campeonato este powered by DMC Fins. Primeira edição esta aqui em Nazaré.